Hello, everybody. Welcome to the losers quarterfinals in GSA. We are here with a race, Chaospringle versus Dansta2106. And I am joined by Lil Aggie.
Hello, am I here? I am here. Okay, sorry, my mic broke at the worst possible time, as usual. It has a habit of doing that, but we're good now. So, what is up, Brisquat? We've got Chaospringle and Dansta here facing off in the losers quarterfinal.
Yes, I am very excited about this race. Chaospringle does have a better PB, however, Dansta recently got a 101 and he has been improving really fast, so I think it'll be really interesting.
Yeah, I think so too. Kind of the established top player with Chaospringle and the big up and comer with Dansta right now.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, I think this will be really interesting to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And we should be getting started shortly now, and then we'll see how we fare here. Yep, and there we go. At least on Dance's end. We'll get it synced up in just a second.
Indeed. There we go. Alright, so starting out with Cap Kingdom. Probably the most boring kingdom to speedrun in this game, just because you see it so much when you speedrun.
Although, don't tell
Yeah.
Dance to that, because
Yeah,
he is
yeah.
a Cat Kingdom fanatic.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't tell Dance I said that, but yeah. It's pretty straightforward for the most part.
Yeah, Dansta is the current Cap Kingdom world record holder with like a really low 219. And I know he's been pushing for 218 lately. Don't think he's got it just yet. But if there's
Yeah.
ever a time for him to take the lead here, it's probably in Cap Kingdom.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. We'll see he already has a little bit of a lead on Chaos already.
Yeah, and this is really just like a kingdom of very, very tiny optimizations that
Yeah.
make huge differences.
Absolutely. Since it's such a short kingdom and it's right at the beginning of the run, we've basically done every possible thing to optimize it as much as possible. Yeah, it's pretty optimized. Like, even just little tiny movement mistakes can lose you a bunch of time in this kingdom.
Yeah, absolutely. And the crazy thing is that technically applies to the whole run. We're not at that level yet because it is still a relatively newer game. But I'm scared when we're dreading the day of like slightly missing an angle and losing a quarter of a second.
Yeah. All right. Both runners entering the topper fight. Dansta, that is actually looking like a 220 cap. Very, very nice. And
he
Chaos
said
following.
219 in our little background chat here. It definitely looks like one to me.
Oh.
That time was.
Oh, is it? Oh.
I guess we'll find out in just a second.
Oh yeah, that is looking like a 219. Very impressive. And Chaos following not far behind.
Oh, I don't know if he got it. That was very, very close.
Yeah. Either way, very impressive. And Chaos just barely behind here. Entering Cascade. Something kind of interesting is this first moon skip that we see here. We used to do it on that rock there. However, it was very finicky and inconsistent, and runners didn't like doing it. So we recently found this.
Yeah, although we're seeing Dansta actually having a lot of trouble with the new way of doing it. Actually losing a lot of time relatively.
Yeah. Luckily, this new water FMS that we found is pretty fast to back up if you mess it up. Faster.
Yeah, much more forgiving.
Yeah. Alright, so now we see both runners entering Madame Brutal.
Okay, Dansta's doing some interesting stuff here. Just having some fun, I guess. Normally, you see people trying to get those coin rings just to, be extra safe. They have 200 coins for the run, but I guess Dansta don't care.
Indeed. All right, so Pretty simple fight. Both runners pulling it off, no mistakes. And yeah, Chaos has actually taken the lead over Dansta because of those first moon skip mistakes. But that is okay because we're still at the very beginning of the run. Anything can happen, especially in this next kingdom coming up, Sand.
Yeah, absolutely. Sand's definitely the place from where boys become men.
Yeah,
it's definitely the longest, the first like big hurdle to get over.
Yeah.
There's a couple of difficult tricks with
Yeah.
Dram and Sphinx Clip and Node Smooth.
Yeah. Yeah, as I like to say, Sand is like the first, I would say, difficult kingdom in this game. You can really start.
It's where the run really begins.
Yeah, because like Cap and Cascade mistakes cost like 1-2 seconds, but Chaospringle actually not getting the chest clip there.
And I'm not sure if Dansta did it either.
Oh, yeah.
No, he did not. He went for the faster setup there, but did not quite get that backflip off in time.
Yeah.
But I guess no big deals there if they both missed him. Not a huge discrepancy.
Yeah. Yeah, that chest clip doesn't save too much time. However, we will be seeing that same principle applied a little bit later in the run that will save a lot of time if the runners can get it. So yeah, we'll see that coming up in a minute. But for now, entering Sand Kingdom, the first kingdom where mistakes can really start to pile on the time loss. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, certainly hope we're not foreshadowing anything with those missed moon clips there.
Yeah.
The next one's going to be a lot more punishing.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, now entering... Ooh, Chaos not getting the fast action guide skip. Oh, Dansta is getting it, so yeah, that's just a little bit of time. That fast action guide, sometimes you can skip it a little bit faster. It saves like a second, so it's nothing major, but
yeah, that's about the most complex menuing in the game. Right there, if you could call it that. It's just very specifically timing your mashing with that fade out, because normally what the games try to do is bring up this like little tutorial menu thing, but if you exit it out at the right time, it'll just immediately continue with the dialogue. Otherwise, it goes through a little like loading pause.
And Chaos had a little bit of trouble getting in the pipe there. So Dansta made up even more time. He is now just about a second behind.
Yeah, very close race so far. I think in probably a little bit of early game jitters going on for both these guys. I think they've definitely made some uncharacteristic mistakes so far, but that's how it goes. You kind of have to settle into your run for a bit before you really start turning it on.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, now we're heading up to Dram, which is the first pretty difficult trick in this kingdom. Basically the idea here is that these runners will be throwing their cap up near the bullet bill, going to get that moon in the alcove, and then homing their cap into the bullet bill to save a little bit of time.
And the setup looks good for both of them.
Yep, they both do get it. And they are almost synced. This is a very close race. Looks like Dansta might just have a little tiny bit of a lead.
Yeah, and that doesn't surprise me from Dansta. He loves his early game, especially I was saying his cap world record earlier.
Yeah.
But really, like the first half of this game is definitely his strong suit here. So hopefully he can make something happen and get a bit of a lead going into the later half.
All right. Now coming up to Sphinx Clip, which is the other difficult strat in this kingdom. And Chaos actually opting for the double clip variation, and so is Dansta. The thing about double clip, it does save time. You are doing 2 Sphinx clips instead of 1. However, it can be risky because on this second clip, you only have a few tries to get it. Otherwise, the bird cycle will be bad. But Chaos gets it first try there.
Yeah, and Dansta missing it. That's he missed 2 on the first attempted clip, and at this point he's probably going to mess up with his bird cycle. He's gonna have to really play this perfectly to maybe just barely catch that before it goes around for a second time.
Yeah. Yeah, he can still make it probably, but he does have to play very well from here on out. Alright, so now heading up to Jaxie skip here. Chaos gets it there. Not a very hard trick, however, very punishing if you miss it. So luckily,
extremely punishing. Yeah.
Yeah. So luckily, neither runners mess it up there.
Yeah, Dansta's setup there actually scared me a little bit. It looked like he actually jumped out of the bullet bill instead of just letting it crash into the wall, which is definitely a bit riskier.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, looks like Chaos will make this bird cycle, no problem. Let's see if Dansta was able to get it. It's looking good. He might be able to just snag the bird. Yeah, it's looking like... Oh no! He actually misses it. Just barely.
That's alright. It is gonna go around a second time, so that moon isn't just totally gone, but it's definitely a whole heck of a lot slower this way.
Yeah, but it looks like he got it pretty fast there.
Yeah, well, and Chaos landing the single spin throw note spoon here, getting all 6 of those notes in a single throw.
Yeah, that is actually extremely difficult to do. Chaos does pull it off there. Dansta, unfortunately, is not able to get the single spin throw, but that's okay. It doesn't save that much time. So Chaos is pulling out a little bit of a lead out of sand here, mostly due to that bird cycle and cleaner Sphinx clips all around.
Yeah, he had beautiful Sphinx clips, first try back to back. It's about as good as you could ever hope for.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, now entering Lake Kingdom. I'm actually very interested for this because Chaos does go for the Lake Clip route, which is a pretty difficult route in this Lake Kingdom that skips the Rango fight and saves about 6 or 7 seconds. However, it is very difficult, so I'm interested to see what happens here.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would bet he probably doesn't go for it, just for a little bit of race safety. I know he doesn't particularly like the strat, even though he goes for it.
Yeah.
So, my bet's on the safe play here.
Yeah. However, he did go for it in his last race, so maybe he will. We'll have to see. He's coming up on the setup here in a second. We'll see if he opts to go for it.
Certainly, he didn't do any cheap manipulation with the camera there, so maybe we are going to see this one.
And
he's doing it.
It is looking like he is going for it.
The map, man, looks good to me.
Yeah, this looks good. And he gets the.
And he does grab that checkpoint. Yep, very nice. So he is clear.
Yeah.
That's going to be probably about 4 or 5 seconds time save. He did miss the first throw.
However, he is actually going to save another 2 seconds in Metro Kingdom because that Cappy text that you get when you get a checkpoint for the first time is now in Lake Kingdom, which means it won't be.
Yeah, that's very true.
Alright, so another thing we'll see here is he does a down throw here, which means that Chaos actually switched to Joy-Cons for a brief moment to get that down throw. It's just a little strategy that we do to save a little bit of time here.
Yeah, and down throws being a motion control action that is only available to the Joy-Cons because Nintendo just loves us.
Yeah, yeah. So now we see Dansta fighting Rango, which is what Chaos will be skipping since he has done the Lake Clip route. And we'll see in a second why it saves time. There will be a very long multi-moon cutscene here that Dansta will have to watch that Chaos will be able to skip because he did Lake Clip.
Yep, meanwhile, Chaos just has to warp on back. Takes about 8 seconds or so. Definitely a lot faster.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, so now both runners will be headed onto Wooded Kingdom, which is an extremely difficult kingdom. Especially it's always been difficult, but now with this nut clip route, it's even harder.
Yeah, it's been around 6 months or so now, so hopefully these guys have got it broken in by now, but it is one of those things where you do only get one try, and sometimes it just goes strangely.
For sure, and even if you do get the clip, you're not in the clear because the out of bounds movement can also be extremely difficult. So hopefully both these runners are able to get it.
All right, Chaos getting very nice. First 2 moons here. That bunny can be rather devious sometimes. I'm not a fan of him.
Yeah.
And actually opting for that first-person camera strat on the shop owner, so that just avoids a slight camera pan that the game has to wait to complete before the dialogue actually begins.
Yeah, the same
very
concept.
Small optimization, but
yeah,
there you see Dansta doing it as well.
Yeah, that same concept was used in Cap when they pulled the lever to pull the bridge, going into first person to skip a little bit of camera panning. Just a very slight optimization.
Yep, and we see Chaos setting up for nut clip now. It looks good to me.
Yeah.
But it's not over yet. He does still have the out of bounds movement to continue this with. But so far, so good.
Yeah, that looks very nice. Very quick as well. Let's see, Dansta. That looks good to me.
Yeah. Okay. It was definitely a little more sketchy. It seemed like his backflip was a little early, but he made up for it with a late hat throw.
Yeah. And, okay, hard part of the nut clip route is pretty much over for Dansta. All he has to do is get up this ramp, and he's in the clear. Yeah, that out of bounds movement can be very punishing because if you fall at any time, you're either back in bounds or in the deep woods. So, yeah, luckily neither runner messed it up there.
Yep. And additionally, like depending on if you got that rock moon or not in your failed nut clip attempt, getting the proper number of moons to like back it up as a reroute is very awkward because usually Spirit will give you too many moons, but getting back down to the pipeway area can be very strange. So
yeah, absolutely.
Seeing some very nice spin pounding around the corner there from Dansta. I believe Chaos did the same. Actually, taking a hit there, that's going to cost him a damage refill of about 2 seconds.
Yeah. What he tried to do there was buffer a jump on that poison so that he wouldn't take damage and jump right off of it, but unfortunately, he was not able to get it, and he did take some damage there. Alright, Chaos doing it, the Flower Road skip, very nicely done. Dansta will be doing it as well. Let's hope he gets it. We'll see here.
Oh no! I don't know if he can. Okay, he's alive, but at what cost?
Oh no!
And we'll see if he goes for it again. I personally would not recommend going for it, but he's this gets exponentially harder to do if you don't make it the first time because you have to reset up Mario in this perfect position, and it's only a trick that saves about 2 seconds at most.
Yeah.
So it really usually if I miss it, I'll just take the Flower Road of Shame.
Yeah.
You say Chaos going for the Spiritless route here. He does nail the buffer jump there to not take any staggering, I think it's called. But although his vector is at a strange angle, so that wasn't quite optimal, but still pretty good.
Yeah. And basically it's just the same concept as late clip, skipping this Spewert fight, skipping a long multi-moon cutscene to save, I believe, about 5 seconds if you do it optimally here.
Yep, I think that is about right.
So now entering Pipeway. This can actually be a pretty difficult room because it's cycle-based. So if you have any little movement errors, you can actually miss the optimal cycle and lose some time. But Chaos pulling it off there beautifully, and Dansta going for the Spiritless route as well.
Yeah, and he actually got a much better vector off of his dive off the tower here, but it looks like he got a little bit scared, didn't go for the triple jump.
Yeah.
Because if you miss that one, you are going to deep woods, guaranteed.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Can't blame him. So
this is actually a very good run from Chaos so far, minimal mistakes, and Dansta having a pretty good run here as well, other than some slight little hiccups, like the Flower Road skip. Oh no.
He did.
Actually,
he missed the cycle just barely. He
yeah.
almost got that back up. It was worth a shot, but unfortunately, going to be taking a bit of a time loss there. Probably did not save any time from skipping Spirit at all.
Yeah,
But it was
unfortunately.
worthy.
Alright, now headed on to Cloud Kingdom, a deceivingly complicated kingdom. At first glance, it doesn't look like much is going on, however, there are a few little strats that the runners will be doing here. First thing is Chaos will be rolling up to Bowser and getting this fast hat grab, and then diving behind Bowser like this, and what this does is manipulate Bowser and how many platforms he jumps. So Bowser will always jump to the platform directly across from Mario, so by manipulating which platform he lands on, you can manipulate how many platforms he has to jump to save a little bit of time.
Yeah, and actually, considering this fight has 3 phases to it, that actually adds up to be a pretty decent time save for a kingdom that only takes 1.5 minutes total.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, so Dansta entering Cloud Kingdom as well. And Chaos finishing up Cloud Kingdom.
And he'll be heading to my personal favorite kingdom in the run, which is Lost Kingdom. And it is a very fast one. This one's only about 2 minutes, so only marginally longer than this boss fight, but it gets 10 moons in that time.
Yeah. I believe about as much time is spent in this kingdom in the moon grabbing animation than it is actually gameplay.
Yeah, so that's probably pretty close to true, actually.
Yeah, so that just shows how fast-paced it is. And it's also very scary kingdom as well, because a lot can go wrong. First of all, there's insta-death poison surrounding the whole kingdom, and a lot of jumps over that poison. And if you fall, you're either going to land in that poison, or you're going to activate Klepto, which is even a bigger time loss.
Yeah, a fate worse than death right there.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Chaos pretty much in the clear for Klepto. However, he can still die in the poison. Alright, Dansta making this jump to skip the Klepto trigger, pulling it off there beautifully. And getting this butterfly moon as well.
So that's the true worst part of Lost right there.
Yeah,
that butterfly moon.
Yeah, the butterfly moon, and the first jump to skip the Klepto trigger can both be very scary, as well as this cage triple jump that Chaos is doing. However, he does pull it off there. Saves about a second over the moon in the cave.
Yeah, that was a beautiful textbook Lost from Chaos there.
Yeah.
About as good as you could hope for.
Yeah, Dansta having a little bit of trouble grabbing that moon in there. However, other than that, pretty clean Lost as well.
Alright, we'll see if he finishes strong with this cage triple.
Yeah. Uh-oh. It's looking like he
Okay, looks like he dropped an input there or something.
Yeah.
Didn't do what he wanted, that's for sure.
However,
nice and easy.
Yeah, luckily if that happens, it's a pretty easy backup. However, that is pretty unfortunate that happened. Alright. Chaos now entering the Metro Kingdom. This kingdom has 2 parts to it, the night section and the day section. Both sections can be pretty difficult. Coming up here in this night section in a little bit is Mecha Wiggler, which is one of the few instances of RNG in the run. So you can lose time there just to randomness and patterns, so we'll see what pattern these runners get. But for now, making his way through Metro Kingdom, yeah, and Dansta entering the night Metro as well.
Yep. Getting that Goomba squish that I love so much. Actually taking a bonk on that last pillar before entering City Hall, so that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And hopefully no issues with this big jump once he gets to the top of here. This is a very annoying room to mess up because you will fall all the way down to the bottom and the cycles will be completely messed up.
Yeah.
So hopefully not too bad.
Dansta having a little bit of trouble with this triple jump, however, he's able to back it up very cleanly.
Alright, yeah, definitely quick thinking there. That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. Alright, Chaos now entering Mecha Wiggler. Like I was saying, there's a lot of randomness associated with this fight. You can lose time here to just random stuff that's completely out of your control. Oh no! Chaos having a little bit of trouble with the hitboxes on the Wiggler.
Yeah, and that's really quite representative of what could potentially happen in this phase.
Yeah.
The hitboxes are garbage, and they can overlap in a way so that it's literally impossible for you to two-cycle this.
Yeah.
However rare that is, but it can happen. I doubt we'd see it today, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, the hitboxes can be very weird, especially like Aki was saying, if the Wiggler decides to overlap himself, the hitboxes can become very janky. So let's see what pattern he gets. This looks like a pretty good pattern. Wiggler's not overlapping himself at all.
Yeah, a little bit of trouble there, but backed it up nicely with that missed segment.
Yeah.
But pretty strong overall.
Dansta having a little bit of trouble with that first phase, but that's okay. And luckily Chaos did not recycle. He will now be entering Day Metro, which is the longest in terms of moons in this kingdom, or in this game, I believe. Or
yeah, you need 20, and you're going in with 5. So, well, yeah. I guess that's only 15. And
yeah,
we got 16 and wooded, so I guess technically.
Yeah, the kingdom as a whole, I believe.
Right.
Night and day combined. So yeah, this is actually one of those kingdoms where you're most likely not gonna be losing a lot of time in terms of big mistakes. Really, the most time lost comes from tiny little movement optimizations.
Dansta getting a bit of a weirder cycle here. He's missing 2 segments. He should be able to get this. All right, he does. But slight time loss there, but as long as you 2-cycle, you're in the clear.
Yeah, 3-cycle can be incredibly devastating, or it is incredibly devastating. I believe that's about 30 seconds immediately.
Yeah, meanwhile, Chaos nailing that drive-by scoot clip there. Just barely leaning Mario's head into that cage to grab that move. Very cheeky.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to get that moon with the RC car, however that RC car is a big pain to drive. So
yeah, that was luckily, way back in the day.
yeah, scoot clip's been around a while, but it's definitely way more I don't know if I'd call it easier, but it's definitely less finicky than the RC car.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's definitely hard to get the hang of, but once you do, the hardest part is understanding how the motion control works, because it's just strange.
Yeah.
But...
yeah, how the scoot clip works is basically you're using motion controls to just barely have Mario tap the side of the moon to grab it. Yeah, you have to basically turn your controller upside down.
Yeah, and it's like Nintendo saw that people kind of like to lean their controller even though it doesn't do anything when they're trying to make a turn in a racing game.
Yeah.
Well, let's just make that an actual thing, and we'll have it actually even tighter if they do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Some smart thinking from Nintendo there. Whether or not it was the intent.
Yeah, I don't think they wanted us to put Mario's head in boxes.
Yeah.
You know what? That's how it goes.
Alright, so while both runners are making their way through Metro Kingdom, I'd like to quickly mention our sponsor, Vi.gg. You can do !bet in the chat to learn more. Bet money on some of these races, possibly win some cash. Of course, making sure you're the legal age and residence to do so.
Yes, that last part, definitely very
yeah, for sure.
Don't get any ideas, kid. See Chaos making his way up the skyscraper here. Let's see if he goes for the spin pound off the top. Setup looks good for it. Oh, yes.
Alright, so... oh no, Dance taking a little bit of a bonk, not a big deal. Alright, Chaos about done with Metro Kingdom. He just has one last room to go in, which is just People's Room.
Yeah, and Chaos is on great pace right now. He's got to be probably within 10 seconds of his ult. Hold on.
A little bit of commentator's curse.
Chaos was on great pace here.
Yeah, it's still this is still very good pace though, especially for a race. But that was pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, he was looking at maybe a sub 30 Metro exit. Definitely not gonna happen now, but he won't be too far off.
Yeah. Still incredible pace from Chaos. And yeah, this is looking like a 30-08 exit, which is very impressive. Especially for... Ooh, Dansta taking a bonk there. Oh, taking another bonk.
This is the thing about the skyscraper. If you take one bonk and miss one backflip, it messes up the entire setup that we used to get up this thing quickly. Yeah, there's like a rhythm to it, and bonking kind of messes up that whole thing so that you have a lot of trouble climbing back up. But Dansta backs it up pretty well. He's now also going to be making his way into the People's Room. And Chaos now entering Snow Kingdom. This kingdom can be very difficult because there's a lot of corridors, tight corridors that are easy to bonk on, as well as a very hard jump at the end. So let's see what happens. Yeah, mostly clean on stud movement, a little bit of kick up right at the end there, but if you ask me, that's honestly the hardest part of Snow Kingdom, is getting those to actually go well up to Captain Toad here. Yeah. That and that Snowdram jump thing. But, kind of notorious for missing a lot, but let's not talk about that right now. Alright. So, yeah, Snow Kingdom, we'll actually be grabbing quite a few story moon in this kingdom that are pretty slow, but unfortunately we're kind of forced to grab them just because how the way this kingdom works. There's not a whole lot. I think there is 10 moons that aren't story moons. Yeah. Until you get to World Peace. Yeah. So yeah, just kind of the way the kingdom works. We're actually going to see another opportunity for a moon clip, however, yeah, it doesn't look like Chaos will be going for it. You can actually clip through the wall with that moon to get to the core, to get to this loading zone a little bit faster. Yep. It only saves. Dansta has frozen on his end here. He warned us that he may have some internet outages during this race. Yeah. But he is local recording, so we will have a backup of this, luckily. But hopefully we get him back online shortly. Yeah. Apologies for that one. Oh, and there he is. Actually, wait, no, that's Chaos. Yeah. No, Dansta actually getting the wrong warp to the Blowy Joey room. They are now framed. He synced. Yeah, we'll be working on getting Dansta back up, hopefully. But if not, he is local recording, so yeah. In the meantime, Chaos will be making his way through the rest of Snow Kingdom. Now we're just tuning into a good old Chaospringle stream. Yeah. Uh-oh. Like I was saying, these corridors, easy to bonk on. But that's not a big deal. Now entering the Goomba room. A little bit of RNG here with these Goomba placements. Another one of the few instances in this game. Yeah, but he got a very good placement there. Yeah. Goomba's coming on to make up that tower. Yeah. And now bonking into that moon, one of the few intentional bonks in the game. Basically, if you bonk into that moon, you're grabbing it a little lower to the ground, which means you can land faster. Just a tiny, tiny optimization. And this has been looking like a pretty good Snow Kingdom from Chaos so far. Only real mistake was that bonk in the corridor.
and now heading up to the Shop Moon.
Yep. But of course, it's not a Snow Kingdom until the very end because of this final jump coming up after the Shop Moon. I would not expect any trouble from Chaos on this one, but you never know. And Dance is back now, looking like he is about a room behind Chaos here, going into the Goomba room right now. And it was nice while it lasted.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice while it lasted. Oh,
okay, there it is. Oh, Chaos not liking his vault there. Actually, I don't know if he got a vault. He might have just got a half bounce.
Yeah, that's not as much of a time loss as missing the jump completely. However, that is still unfortunate. But he does get the jump on a second try.
Still counts. First try.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, first try. Alright. Chaos. Pretty good Snow Kingdom. Just some little mistakes. Like the bonk in the corridor and of course that unfortunate half bounce. But no huge mistakes from Chaos. And hopefully Dansta's been having a good snow as well. Kinda hard to tell with that little stream freeze, but hopefully it's been going well for him.
And we'll see. Hopefully Dansta lands this. He really needs to stay into this one. You know, he is probably about a minute or so behind at this point, maybe just a little bit more, but that is still within striking range of coming back if Chaos slips up.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially entering these later kingdoms. Seaside, not too much trouble. Some stuff can go wrong, but once we get to the Luncheon Kingdom is really when the time loss can start piling on.
And he does nail it first try. Gonna get a little bit of time back on Chaos there because he did not miss his first setup, so very nice.
Yeah. Beautiful Snowdram from Dansta.
But yeah, on the Seaside end of things, this is a kingdom where you'll never lose the run necessarily on Seaside.
Yeah.
You will always lose 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Water and Mario games just really not the best pairing.
Yeah. There is some pretty awkward fish movement, as well as a trick coming up here with this Notes Moon. We'll be seeing Chaos do a spin throw here, ground pounding into the water, and then grabbing his hat again, and this is called a Rocket Flower refresh for whatever reason. Oh no!
Well, that's a new one. That is definitely a new one. I'm gonna assume accidentally diving there.
Yeah.
Maybe he was just trying to get a really quick moon grab. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. For whatever reason, spin throwing and then ground pounding with a Rocket Flower refreshes the timer on it. However, Chaos, very unfortunately, missing that. However, since there's a Gushin right there, it's not a huge time loss, but that is pretty unfortunate.
Yeah. It's a big loss to the coolness factor.
Yeah, for sure. Taking the Gushin of shame.
The Gushin.
Yeah, the Gushin.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Is it one? I don't think it is.
I'll give you an A for effort on that one.
All right. I think that's about all I deserve.
Yeah. All right. So, Chaos coming up on the end of Seaside. Like Aggie mentioned, there's nothing really run killing in this kingdom. Just some unfortunate things that can happen, like with the Rocket Flower refresh. Uh-oh. I don't... Yeah, Dansta missing it as well. However, it looks like his miss was a bit less
Oh
no!
Hitting him with the water.
Yeah. That might...
He can try and grab this checkpoint, maybe?
Nah.
Probably a good idea, because if he threw his hat, he would have likely just recaptured the Gushin.
Yeah, probably.
On accident.
So yeah, that looks like it about evens it out for the Rocket Flower refresh mistake. Because he does have that damage refill cutscene.
I mean, Chaos walking away with about a 38-41 here.
Yeah.
It's 38-40.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive for a race.
Yeah, if I had to guess, he was probably on mid to low 101 pace. If my math checks out here,
yeah.
I don't know if I'm exactly an expert on the exact timings, but that's my guess.
Yeah, if he continues this pace, it's probably a low 101. Alright, now entering Luncheon Kingdom, which is another extremely difficult kingdom. Right off the bat, we're going to be doing this difficult jump here off this salt pile. That looks good, so Chaos gets it.
Very nicely done. We'll see if he gets the quick rolls. Okay, opting for the slightly safer strategy there instead of trying to go for the roll all the way to that move.
Yeah. And now going to be entering the Spirit fight. This is one of the few Bruto fights that we have not found a quick way to skip over. Little fun fact, it actually is possible to skip the Spirit fight with an extremely difficult Bruncheon route, but it is just a bit too slow and too hard to be viable.
Yeah, let's just count our blessings that doesn't actually save time.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, that one involves using a warp painting to go to this kingdom early, and then doing an extremely difficult unintended jump to actually get to the main part of the level and gather up some moons before you're supposed to.
With Snowdram, the last thing we need is another extremely difficult unintentional jump.
Yeah.
Whoa, some interesting movement there from Dansta. Actually looked pretty quick.
Yeah, not bad. I'm not sure if it was unintended or not. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe his roll just like got off on a weird angle and had to think of it, but very smooth looking.
Yeah, definitely stylish.
And we'll see Chaos going for some pretty interesting movement here. So he's going to try and triple jump into a wall jump and then turn around mid-air to dive on this roof. And he does it. Meanwhile, breaking the box with a homing attack with the cap.
Yeah. And he actually long jumped right into the moon. That actually was pretty optimal as well. And
well, I guess it's just working those heights and another working those heights here with this bonk here to stay low to the ground.
Similar to in Snow Kingdom. There's actually a faster way to do that, which involves doing a backflip and then a cap throw to get a little bit of an up warp, so that you don't have to land on the ground at all.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, but most runners just opt to bonk there.
And we see Chaos landing the camera manipulus grab on that Potoboo. That's pretty tight timing there. If you mess up at all, he's gonna miss the cycle there without the camera nip.
Yeah, the normal way to do that is to turn the camera so that Potoboo will not be on screen, so that it doesn't spawn in, so that you can make the cycle. However, it is possible to make the cycle without the camera nip. It's just extremely tight, but Chaos was able to get it no issues.
Very clean forex room from Mr. Chaos. Don't want to glaze that over. That can be a not so fun.
Yeah, with the amount of motion controls involved and the cycles involved, it can be pretty tricky.
And we'll see if he lands this turnip clip. He gets a pretty good grab here. He should be able to take a bit of time to set this up with that Hammer Bro cycle, but he doesn't even take any.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, he's not happy with it. It looked good to me.
Yeah, it could have been good, but he's opting to go better safe than sorry.
Oh, this Hammer Bro keeps flying on the wrong side of here. You have to use the left side of this wall to clip. For whatever reason, the right side will not work. But okay, he does eventually get it, but probably not very happy about that one.
Yeah. Dansta beautifully making his way through forks as well. Oh no, having a little bit of trouble there.
Tell me right after you said that.
Yeah. That's okay though. That's a very minor time loss. However, yeah, right
it's
after
the GSA classic right there.
Yeah.
Alright, hopefully Dansta gets a cleaner turnip up here. This is an opportunity for him to make up some ground. He's going for the set. Oh, actually, that's a very awkward throw. He's not going to be able to spin pound into that. And yeah, I don't know what I would do to back that up either. He's going to have to long jump grab.
However, since Chaos took a few tries on this, he might be able to make time. Oh.
I don't know if this turnip worked. Okay.
There we go. Alright, he did get a first try throw setup, as well as only taking 2 tries to get the clip, so he might have made up a little bit of time to make up for that kind of awkward turnip position.
And Chaos is now heading off to Ruined Kingdom. The most exciting of kingdoms.
Yeah.
As I'm sure we've all heard plenty of by now.
Absolutely. Oh no!
Oh, he's probably dead.
Oh no!
Yeah. Poor Dansta. Just barely slipping off the end there.
In the home stretch, he just... Oh no. Luckily, he does respawn right here, but that's still extremely unfortunate.
And that's just a heartbreaker right there, because it's right at the end. It's pretty much the last place something can go wrong in Luncheon. Ugh, definitely done that once or twice in my life. And by once or twice, 10 or 20.
Yeah. We don't talk about that. Alright. Entering Ruined. Actually a pretty awesome boss fight here to play casually, but when you're a speedrunner, it gets pretty boring pretty quickly.
Yeah, for sure. You just kind of have to twiddle your thumbs and wait for the next opportunity to move on.
Yeah. There aren't a whole lot of optimizations. This strat of jumping on the dragon while he's still invulnerable, so that you can grab a sword right when it becomes tangible again. Just one of the few little optimizations. It's basically been around since the beginning. Other than that, there's really nothing you can do to speed this up.
And Dansta gonna be joining Chaos here, probably about 2 minutes or so behind. I'm not really sure. It was a rough luncheon for both of them, so it's hard to say who really came out on top there.
Yeah. I'd say 2 minutes is probably about right.
Yeah, looking like a low 103 pace for Dansta, if I had to guess.
Yeah, probably. Chaos making his way through Ruined. Like I said, really not much. Dansta having a little bit of trouble with that movement there. And he will be entering the fight as well. And it's looking like they're about a dragon fight apart.
The most reliable of time units.
Yeah.
Approximately 1 dragon.
Alright, Chaos now exiting Ruined Kingdom and entering Bowser's Kingdom, which is a very scary kingdom. There's a lot that can go wrong here. There's the 2 bunny fights, and of course the infamous Mecha Brutal fight that we'll be seeing. Oh no.
Not to even mention Shards Room. Okay, and we've lost Dansta again, but he'll be back, we promise.
Yeah.
Give the boy time.
In the meantime, yeah, like you mentioned, Shards as well. And of course the fact that it's a vertical kingdom, so everything is surrounded by a fall that leads to an instant death.
And oh, they were synced for a second there.
Yeah.
Failing the wrong warp.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Almost got that wrong warp to Bowser, but just a frame off. Like we said before, he is local recording, so we do have backup footage for this.
And we see Chaos starting his journey up to the first stair-faced ogre here. Going for the nice spin pound strat there. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's really the name of the game. It's just these little strats. Don't necessarily save a lot of time, but they look very cool. And they do add up over the run. In a game as optimized as this, it's really those tiny strats that will make the difference between a good runner and a great runner.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when you consider that it's really only about half an hour of gameplay with the amount of cutscenes in here.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, Chaos heading up to shards. A lot of very difficult movement here. Let's see what happens.
See if he gets a nice triple jump to grab the shard and make it back to the platform. He does. Very clean. And the rest of this should be pretty smooth sailing. That's pretty much the hardest part right there, is getting that second shard.
Yeah. The only real thing that can go wrong now is what I've heard Chaos call the time loss dram. Basically, your hat can come back. Yeah. Luckily, it doesn't happen. Your hat can grab that bird on the way back to Mario and lose some time.
Cool. Alright, and Dance's back here, so we are going to get synced back up in just a second. And yep, here we go. But Chaos moving on. Oh wait, he's got this dram to get real quick. I don't know why I said that. My Indiana roots coming out there for a second.
Looks like Chaos tried to get a quick dive there. Doesn't get it. It's pretty finicky and weird to get that. And heading to topper first, the correct way to do this, in my humble opinion.
Highly questionable. But he's getting a pretty nice topper fight here, nailing all those quick hits.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now we'll see how Harriet, that's her name, fares for Chaos here. This fight is interesting. He's going for the Furriet strats, as it's dubbed.
Yeah.
This is a strat come up with the Speedrun.
Oh no.
Innovated by Fur. Oh yeah, the Dance having a lot of trouble with shards. Just barely not making it over that ledge. That's... Oh, okay, he does actually break that at least, but not pretty.
Yeah. But like Aggie was saying there, basically what he's doing, originated by Fur, is he's going into first person and getting the correct, the perfect position to throw his hat and get those Harriet bombs to fly back at Harriet nice and quickly. Saves about a second over the fight. It's either a second over the fight or a second each time. I believe it's a second over the whole fight.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, I didn't even realize that. That's pretty funny though. It's first person.
Yeah, first person Harriet, or the Furriet. Either way. Oh, Dansta getting that quick dive that Chaos tried to do. And now going for Harriet first. Pretty questionable judgment there, but I guess I'll let it slide here.
I think Dance is an intelligent individual. You know, he's done the research.
Perhaps.
He knows what he's doing here.
Perhaps. I'm still a very adamant member of the Topper First gang.
You're a dying breed. Chaos doing the bird climb up the wall here, very nicely done, and entering the Mecha Brutal fight. Or a Robo Brood, if you prefer the official canonical names. But that's a horrible name.
Yeah, Mecha Brutal is infinitely better. Alright, so the reason why this fight is so hard is because what you're supposed to do is grab a bird to climb up it, but we're climbing up it birdless and doing some very difficult strats to hit all these bubbles. And falling off at any time is a huge time loss. So yeah, very difficult, and it's right at the end of the run, which makes it even worse.
Yeah, this is a big stressor. a big stressor, especially if you're going to go for these advanced strats like Harriet third Chaos is setting up for here. And now he's going to have one chance to nail this last guy here.
And he gets it. That strat is incredibly difficult. You have to get very quick dives and then a extremely quick spin pound. If your spin pound or your dives are even just a little bit slow, you will miss it. So yeah, very difficult, but he does get it, saving about 1.5 seconds over Harriet fourth.
And we see Dansta approaching the lovely bird wall here. Hopefully he gets just as clean a fight as Chaos did.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Chaos shipping off to Moon. He's going to be just a little bit over a 56-minute exit time here.
Yeah. Which means this is most likely a 101, assuming Moon goes well, which is a very respectable race time.
Yeah, that should be just about in line with the mid 101.
Oh no!
Actually, Dansta taking a huge fall, missing the Goryuya strat on that topper hit. Looks like his dive was just a little misaligned there, not landing where he wanted to.
Oh no!
This is actually the worst cycle to mess up on because those wooden circles do close off for a second there.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
Hopefully he can get back on this thing. And okay, I was a little concerned with those ears being away, but we'll see if he keeps going for the hard stuff here and goes for Harriet third. I bet he would at this point. Yep, looks like he's setting up for it.
There are still quite a few upsets that can happen in Moon, though. These vectors being one of them. However, it does look like Chaos gets it there. Very similar to the frog vectors all the way back in Cap. It's kind of beautiful how it comes full circle.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Very nice. Meanwhile, Dansta does finish off that mech cleanly. A really unfortunate fall there, though. It was probably about 20 seconds.
Yeah. But luckily, he is able to get the Harriet third target acquired strat. Alright, Chaos now doing this moon skip. Might look simple, but it can actually be deceivingly difficult because you can't just wall jump anywhere on that wall. You have to wall jump in a very specific place in order to get the second wall jump.
Yeah, luckily there's like a weird bit of shading on the wall that kind of marks exactly where you need to wall jump.
Yeah.
So there is a visual cue, but it can still be funny.
Yeah, especially when you're first learning it. Once you get the hang of it, not too bad. And it also, I believe, is the trick that saves the most time in the whole run because it actually skips the entire moon cave, which is multiple minutes long.
Yeah, I don't think there's any arguing that one. I think that's like a 4-minute segment or so.
Yeah.
It was pretty much discovered immediately upon game release.
Yeah.
So we never had to deal with that one.
However, of course, there's always the possibility that the wrong warp to the end is in the moon cave that will never be found because we never go in there.
That would be quite the the change.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the real world, where wrong warps to move cave do not exist, we do have Chaos having a very nice fight with Bowser here. Gonna be entering the escape in just a second.
Yeah, not too much to say here. It's basically the same exact thing as Cloud Kingdom's Bowser fight. The only difference is that there's no Bowser minutes because there is a little fire cycle. Other than that, it's really the exact same fight. Dansta getting some beautiful moon vectors as well.
Yep, and Chaos is off to the races in this final portion of the game here. And hopefully it goes well. Definitely some big time losses. Any death that happens here is going to be multiple minutes lost.
Yeah.
That's extremely unlikely, especially for Chaos.
Yeah. He will be coming up on the 2D skip, which is pretty difficult. Or it's not difficult, but it can be nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
is a better word.
It's risky. All for about 2 seconds of save.
Yeah. Risky would be the better word to describe it. It's not too difficult, but yeah, it can be very scary as it is right at the end of the run. But
very nicely done from Chaos. No hesitation whatsoever.
Yeah, also no XD skip ideas from Chaos. And now heading into Pillars, which is the final room of the game.
Yep, and we'll see if he gets the fast pillar cycle here. The fireballs can be very, very strange to aim and get to actually come out. You have to use motion controls to fire them out quickly.
Yeah. So he is going to be shooting at this pillar to hopefully get an early pillar fall. However, those fireballs look a bit weird, but he does still get it, which is nice.
Yeah, not quite perfect. He did have to get a little closer to that pillar than he probably would have liked, but he will still save time for not doing that at all.
Yeah, for sure.
And a very clean third pillar there, not even having to swipe a single time. So
yeah,
yep, looking like it's gonna be sub 101.30 here for Mr. Chaos.
Yeah, very nice time, especially for a race, but even in a non-race setting, still an amazing time.
Yeah,
looking
absolutely.
like a 28, I believe.
Yep, and I think that just barely squeak out Dansta's PB in this category, actually. I think he is a 101 4x, which is still very, very respectable.
Yeah, I believe it is 101 at 48. So Chaos is coming away with the win. However, Dansta following not too far behind, as he is now in the escape sequence. So he will be finishing this out. And while Dansta is making his way through the escape, I'd just like to quickly once again mention our sponsor, buy.gg. You can type !bet in the chat to bet some money and win some cash on these races. Of course, making sure you're the legal age and residence to do so.
Yeah, all you Pringle fans out there would have won big time today. Dansta nailing the 2D skip, finishing strong here. Honestly, a pretty clean moon from Dansta, from what I've seen.
Yeah, this has been pretty clean. And Dansta will now be entering the Pillars room. And this is looking like either a high 103 or low 104, depending on how these pillars go.
Yeah, he should be able to squeak out the 103
yeah.
with a first pillar like that.
Yeah, he should be able. If he had trouble with that, it might have killed the 103, however, very clean first pillar, so he should be able to pull out a 103 with this. Yeah, 103 is looking in the bag for Dansta. Very nice. high 103, a very good time as well from Dansta. Unfortunately, not quite enough to beat Chaos in this case.
But finishing out with a 103.53 here, and we have both of the boys in here for a little post-match interview. We'll start with the winner here, Chaos. How you feeling, bud?
Pretty good. I'm a little tired today, so I don't know. It was like
that's
kind of just lost. I mean, I don't know. It was just
Definitely a little bit of hiccups here and there. Is there anything you were particularly upset with?
I mean, I don't know. Fire Rocket was it was just stupid.
Yeah, I was wondering what went on with that dive. I assume it was just accidental, or were you going for the moon grab there?
I mean, yeah, that's a strat. You jump dive in the moon, but I delayed the dive too much, so I got too much height.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit faster than just like jumping in the moon. But yeah, dumb mistakes. Yeah. But overall, that run was solid. Like the start was good. Like honestly, like I got Lake to Wooded was very good. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, basically all the stuff I didn't practice, I screwed up. So that's just how it works.
Yeah, that is definitely how it goes. Yeah. Still a very strong performance from you overall. What about you, Dansta? Probably not.
There was only one thing. Yeah, there was one thing I was satisfied about, and that was Cap Kingdom. But other than that, no, it was just bad.
Yeah, definitely living up to your legacy there with your 219 cap.
Yeah, that was my goal when I started this whole tourney, that I get a 219 in a race once.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, there were some unfortunate mistakes like the Flower Road skip, shenanigans, as well as falling off mech. Some pretty unfortunate mistakes. However, still finishing out with a 103, which is a pretty nice race time.
I didn't expect to win, so I went in this without any pressure. So
yeah, that's always nice. Just have a nice, relaxing race. Just play your game. It's a good mentality to have.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Dansta taking the loss, and Chaos finishing with the win. Will be moving on. GG's to both runners.
GG's.
GG.
Yep, and a very nice performance for both. Dansta making the top 6 here, definitely in the prize pool for himself, so very nicely done.
Yep.
Chaos moving on, potentially going all the way to the grand finals. He's got losers semis next. Yep. That opponent is as of yet undecided, but we'll be finding one out next.
Yep, and coming up next for you guys is Stravos96 versus Orolme. Should be an interesting race. Until then, we'll see you guys next time.